So we are still reeling from that timed out incident that happened in the Sri Lanka versus Bangladesh encounter at the Arun Jaitley Stadium in New Delhi. The timed out incident is yet another chapter in this Nagin derby. From broken glasses to a lot of controversies to showdowns that have happened. It's just a rivalry that has fueled a lot of interest in the last couple of years, if you may say. You can check that video that has been running on Sports Today since yesterday. But the aftermath of what has happened in the game between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh continues to be really ugly. The Sri Lankan and the Bangladesh players refused to shake hands because of the timed out incident. And in a very explosive press conference that Angelo Mathews has given, and on top of that, what Shakib Al Hasan has stated, Shakib Al Hasan clearly stated that he was the one who initiated the thing. One of the players had initiated the thing that, okay, you have to give him timed out because he's actually late. Shakib Al Hasan said that whatever was within the rules, we did it. And Angelo Mathews, who's a veteran campaigner, he should have known better. Angelo Mathews, on the other hand, has said that the behavior of the Bangladesh team, the behavior of Shakib Al Hasan was disgraceful. And he went on to say that in all my years of playing, I have never seen a team, I have never seen an individual stoop so low in trying to win the match. And that is the reason why there were a lot of other. He said that the umpires lacked common sense. He has video proof, and he has given the video proof out on his Twitter handle. You can check that, Angelo69 Mathews. He has given the video proof wherein he had 5 seconds still remaining. He still had 5 seconds remaining, but apparently Mathews felt that, okay, the umpires did not lack common sense. What is the point of referring later on when you've already given the decision? He then went on to say that whatever was, if I was batting, if he had won the match, I am not debating that at all. I am not debating the fact that my batting could have made a difference for Sri Lanka in the victory. But at this point, it is very important to acknowledge what were the playing conditions exactly. And there is a lot of debate as to who is right, who is wrong. Is Angelo Mathews right in whatever he had said in the post-match press conference? Is Shakib Al Hasan correct in what he did? Did the umpires do the right decision? Now, let us look at the chain of events. Sadira Samaravikrama fell to Shakib Al Hasan. Let me give you the bowler also here, Shakib Al Hasan. Okay. Shakib Al Hasan took the wicket of Sadira Samaravikrama. Then when he was getting ready, Angelo Mathews, 1 minute and 55 seconds were remaining when the helmet strap had broken. Okay. Now, after 3 minutes and 20 seconds, the umpire had given Angelo Mathews timed out. Bangladesh had initiated the appeal, and that is the reason why the umpire said that, okay, you are timed out. Initially, the umpires had stated that, can you withdraw the appeal? Shakib Al Hasan flatly refused. Angelo Mathews stated that my equipment is malfunctioned. It's an equipment malfunction. That is why you have to withdraw the appeal. The helmet strap had broken. He just said, oh, I didn't deliberately pull the helmet strap and it broke. He didn't do that. So, 3 minutes and 20 seconds later, he was given out. Now, what are the ICC playing conditions? Remember, if this was the MCC playing conditions, Angelo Mathews was right, because there the timed out rule is 3 minutes. But here in the World Cup, it is 2 minutes. Now, what are the playing conditions that dictate why Angelo Mathews was given out? Simply, you have to put that you have to take guard and be ready to face the first ball. 2 minutes. That is the thing. 2 minutes into it, you have to be ready and face the next ball. Now, I had mentioned who the bowler was when Sadira Samaravikrama got out. It was Shakib Al Hasan. Couldn't Angelo Mathews, common sense, couldn't Angelo Mathews have been ready to just face the first ball, defend it, and then gone on to get a new helmet? Why was that common sense missing from the Sri Lankan team? In retrospect, the Sri Lankan team is saying that, oh, the umpires are lacking common sense. Where did Angelo Mathews' common sense go? He could have easily defended the first ball or done something. Remember, many players play without the helmet when playing against a spinner. Is Angelo Mathews not that confident to tackle the spinner without a helmet? He could have just gone, had a hat, defended the first ball, then called for a new helmet, and then play would have resumed. It is as simple as Angelo Mathews and the Sri Lankan team having a brain fade. Yes, in this instance, whatever has happened in this match, it can be only pinpointed to Sri Lanka's loss. It is Sri Lanka who are at fault here. It is really something that you have to understand at this point. Bangladesh were not wrong. Under rule 40.1.1, 40.1.2, they were not wrong. You have to understand that Bangladesh did the right thing in this case. Shakib al-Hasan was right in initiating the timed out appeal. It was always there in the manual. But the debate will always continue, whether it is the spirit of the game, whether it is the moral of the game, that, oh, you shouldn't have given him timed out. Essentially, if you look at it, you look at what has happened. Angelo Mathews' common sense went missing. If the helmet strap was broken, he could have come to the crease, taken guard, and then at this point, you should have just ensured that he defended the first ball. Then you could have had a new helmet. Why would you not want to ensure that you get something, some kind of thing? He said safety was the primary thing. Safety in an era when you already have so many things. Okay, if Shakib had bowled a bouncer and hit him on the side of the head, then it was a different matter altogether. But Shakib, traditionally, if you look at it, he would have not done that. So, this is a sequence of events. Angelo Mathews is saying 1 minute and 55 seconds. He still had 5 seconds. But Mathews and the Sri Lankan team are missing the point that they didn't take guard. Mathews was not ready to face the first ball. And that is the reason why when he came, okay, he might have misinterpreted the rule saying that, oh, I have to be at the crease in 2 minutes. No, you have to be ready to take guard within 2 minutes and be ready to face the first ball. Mathews was not even prepared for that. So, the entire fault, if you have to look at this entire chain of events, lies with the Sri Lankan team. The Sri Lankan team are at fault here because simple schoolboy error. You knew that the strap had malfunctioned. Immediately have a spare helmet. Immediately have that. 2 minutes, that's the rule. What if because of all these time-wasting tactics, the Bangladesh team would have had to face one fielder inside the circle? However, there is blatant time wasting, and I hope that the umpires really take a deterrent to this. For example, Pakistan took 4 hours in the game against New Zealand, although they were fined. Monetary sanctions just don't matter nowadays. Why can't the umpires have taken a much more stringent action against the Pakistan team against New Zealand? Because they took 4 hours to bowl their overs. And that is the reason why this is really a big situation. There is nothing called as spirit of the game. There is all this thing about whitewashing it in the spirit of the game. It's just not there. There is a rule. Bangladesh followed the rule. Why on earth would you then have to ensure that they get criticized for it? Why anybody gets criticized for following the rule nowadays? If it exists in the playing manual 40.1.1, 40.1.2, in the World Cup it is 2 minutes, it's clearly written. Adam Holstog, the 4th umpire, and all the other umpires did their duty. They just had to follow the entire manual. They are only governed by some laws. And that's why it is very important to understand that Bangladesh did the right thing. Angelo Mathews and the Sri Lankan team were really caught unawares here. But whatever happened after that, Kusal Mendis's remark, and that too, whatever happened in that, and as well as, if you look at it, Angelo Mathews' press conference and the entire behavior of the Sri Lankan team, I'm sorry, this is not sportsmanlike. And Sri Lanka were catching on to that one particular gripe about it. Remember, when they munkaded Josh Butler, the England team actually sportingly went and shook hands. Could they have done the same thing against Australia or all the other people? There was one instance of time wasting when even Mahela Jayawardene and the Sri Lankan team are doing it against Australia. Glenn Maxwell was telling them, why don't you move on? But he was at that time adamant. He told Glenn Maxwell to go back. Now, when the boot is on the other foot, now Sri Lanka are facing the consequences of time wasting. This is where the ICC has really stepped in and said that, okay, the umpires need to be backed in. And that's why whatever the umpires did, whatever Bangladesh did, were in the right. Sri Lanka, I am sorry, schoolboy error, they were caught unawares. And that is why you have to pin the blame on Angelo Mathews and the Sri Lankan team. They are guilty here of whatever has happened. So that's why it was a schoolboy error. Why could you have not just faced the first day and then called for a new helmet? Why isn't as simple as that? So that is why I'm sorry, folks. It's not going to be a very, very popular opinion among many. It's a split opinion. A lot of people are saying this is disgraceful. But what Angelo Mathews and Sri Lanka did in the aftermath of that, not shaking the hands of the Bangladesh players, that I believe is far more disgraceful than the thing that happened on this thing today. So Sarat Chandra Yalamati, if Bangladesh players had done Nagin dance after a match, they would have been more drama. Well, I think the dance and everything of victory celebrations have gone way overboard in the past couple of years when it comes to Bangladesh in particular. I mean, it's their dance. They can do it, but they also get trolled for it. Yet they do it. It's a tribute to their perseverance in that sense. ICC and matches should take action on the official umpires. They will not do anything to the umpire because they are human beings. But Rishabh, where is the match where is the umpire at fault here? The umpire is not at fault at all in this particular thing. Remember, whatever has happened, it was because Angelo Mathews will cite that 5-second thing. But was he ready to face the first ball? One would say no. Take guard and be ready to face the first ball. Was he ready for that? No. So if he's gone way over that, and after 3 minutes and 20 seconds, after Sadira Samaravikrama's wicket fell, the umpires told Bangladesh, you have to withdraw the appeal. Bangladesh said no. He was given out, timed out. The first individual in history to be timed out in an international match. Angelo Mathews has got that slice of history. Shubha Shandog says Angelo's behavior is disgraceful. We partly agree with it. We partly agree because not shaking the hands of the Bangladesh players and then calling them disgraceful after the match, their behavior, and also Shakib stooping to that levels. I'm sorry, that is just not done. In the end, it is a sport. That is the situation at this point. So, Mathews' safety, Faizan Khan is, I believe Mathews' safety was of utmost importance. Anything could have happened, safety first. But again, if he had taken guard and been ready, if you had just Shakib Al Hasan, remember, he's a spinner. Would he have bowled? I would have understood if he was facing the likes of Lasith Malinga or a Sean Tate, 90 miles per hour. I can understand. If you don't have a helmet, you will feel scared. Safety first. But again, remember, a spinner, he could have just defended, gotten the helmet, and end of story. That is the point that we are trying to see. So, when you have rules, why sportsmanship? Sportsmanship is expected. See, it's a sport. Whatever has happened, you move on, take it on the chin, go ahead. And at the end of the day, let's not be like how the English were. I mean, they refused to share a beer after the end of the Ashes because morally they felt they had been undone by it. So, England behavior, Pakistan behavior, and all these kind of things. Sri Lanka's toxicity, remember, they are out of the semi-finals. The entire board has been sacked. And now, if you say, whatever has happened, it's really, really not done indeed. So, that is how could Angelo face the bowler if helmet malfunctioned? Ashish Dhar Singh. See, a spinner was bowling. Couldn't he have just faced it to the cap? A spinner is bowling. Was it necessary that he had to wear the helmet? We have seen spinners in the past. We have seen batters in the past tackle spin without a helmet. Can Angelo Mathews have played one delivery, called for a new helmet? The match would have just gone on. But because he tried to do too many things in the space of 2 minutes, he got timed out. Simple. Angelo Mathews' common sense went missing. That's the thing. He could have just 1 minute 55 seconds. He realized that he could have been timed out. If the player realizes that is, he could have just taken guard. He could have just taken guard, be ready to face the first ball, play the first ball out, get a new helmet. What is wrong in it? So Karan Kaushal is like, don't you think it's a recurring issue, the drama and controversy and debates around sportsmanship? Karan Kaushal, yeah, I mean, with Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, unfortunately, that is the situation. Controversy seems to be their favorite mantra in this Nagin derby that happens. So Pratik Sharma, well, no one, it's a really, really, you can say, what I may say. it's to each his or her own. So that's the situation. So this is the entire problem with Angelo Mathews. 1 minute 55 seconds. He had 5 seconds to get ready. That is what he claims in that video that he has shared. But unfortunately, this is the problem. Helmet malfunction happened at the worst time possible. He could have just faced the first ball, gotten ready. But according to the rules, he was out. According to the rules. 40.1, 40.11, 40.12. Even if you look at the ICC playing conditions, if the MCC rule was there, three minutes is the thing, but in the World Cup, 2 minutes. That is the playing condition you have to adhere to. Mathews got out. Now he'll have to face the consequences for whatever he has said. But the act of not shaking hands with the Bangladesh team after and calling them disgraceful and for the incident by which they followed the rules, that I believe is really, really wrong at this point. So that is the situation at this point. And remember, didn't Angelo Mathews get the last laugh? Didn't he dismiss Shakib and pointed to that time? Didn't he get his revenge? So that according to the rules, he was ready to face the ball. Pratik Sharma, no, he wasn't. You have to take guard. You have to take guard and face the first ball. That is the situation, Pratik Sharma. That is the loophole that many people are missing. Was he ready to face the first ball? Take guard and face the first ball? No, he wasn't ready. So that's why, to each his or her opinion, that's the situation. But Vineet Ambadwal, I will check that out yesterday. I'm not the person to debate on that. So thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates on Sports Today. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live. And don't forget, he was on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. And don't forget, this debate is going to continue for a long time indeed. No one is right. No one is wrong. Whatever it is the rule. You can interpret the technicalities of it. People may get really angry with it. People may get happy with it. That's how cricket is, my friends. Bye-bye.